everybody. I'm Sarah. I am the granddaughter, the oldest granddaughter. The favorite, but Grandma will always say that she never had a favorite. We all know it really was me, but I was the favorite oldest granddaughter. Lacey's the favorite second oldest, and everyone down the line. But we know the truth. So, I'll get started. So I was told that people wanted me to read a Facebook post that I had posted. So I elaborated on it a little bit to shine some light on the growth that we have probably all experienced over the last 4 months with our new normal without Wheezy here. So here we go. Death and loss are difficult subjects and feelings to process. Whether expected or not, you can never truly prepare yourself. However, when the death is unexpected, the shock can be severely overwhelming. The reality of our mortality of each life on this earth realm is often dismissed with distractions of the future plans or past worries. Death is a reminder of the present moment. Death is the disruption that leads us to a new awakening within ourselves and our loving energies. Death can leave us with regrets, sorrow, unforgettable grief, and pain. Honor those feelings and face them with courage. Do not fret and become lost in this rut. Turn the other cheek towards the light and embrace the love you are feeling, because if it was not for love, the loss would not be so dreadful. Be gracious knowing that you are blessed to have such an opportunity to be loved and to love such a nurturing Cancer stellium and fiery Leo sun. I mention these because these are the astrological placements within my grandmother. Before she had died, she had embraced a lot of my own uniqueness and asked me to dive into her birth chart for her. And so I got to get a new insight to my grandmother, and I got to see her in even more beautiful light than she already was. And I want to highlight this because my grandmother was a very spiritual person. She was very much connected to God and the divine. And so to see her as a Cancer stellium, which is the similar life journey of Ram Dass, who is a very well-known spiritual leader. And this is how I made the connection, because the day she died, I remembered a teaching of Ram Dass, and it was on his lesson of death and grief. Ram Dass said that a soul will never leave too early nor too late. We all leave this plane in divine timing when the work we have been placed here to do for ourselves and the role that we will play in the work of our loved ones has been complete. Through this memory, I then finally fell asleep. Wheezy had came to me in a dream. I called out to her in prayer all night, unable to sleep, and in order for her to console my grief, she presented herself. I was laying with her on her recliner. I used to frequently do that throughout my life with my grandparents, and just talk about whatever thing that came to my head, and they would just listen, probably not knowing anything that I was saying, but they just let me be. I'm thinking of their olive green sectionals that they still have to this day. She was covered up to her nose in a blanket, cold because Michael lives in Antarctic Circle. I was laying in her arms and I was sobbing. I wasn't able to see her for 2 years out of the side of video or phone communication. I was talking to her about how much I loved her and appreciated her and wishing for one more moment, explaining all of myself to her. She cut me off as she teared up. She said, I know you do. I enjoyed every second of it. I continued to cry and asked her to stay. If I didn't want her to go. She smiled and said, all my work is done. If I stay, what work will I do? And that is how I knew that she was speaking to me through God. I woke up feeling her warmth and love. I realized the beautiful role she is playing in our new spiritual cycle, all of us that were touched by her. Now, while I would love to have one more day, one more phone call, and one more hug, I truly believe Wheezy's life ended at the right time for her soul. I posted I did understand her work, and I biasly think she could have found more work to do here with us. But as I know now and continue coping, I understand more and more every day the important loving lessons she has taught us all in her life and continues in her death. Wheezy died feeling so much happiness from all of us kids. Before she died, she received so much love, adventure, and good news from everybody. My grandmother only wanted us to be happy and healthy. Her only request was that she was a part of it in return. We were her greatest joy, her greatest worry, and her greatest legacy. She prayed for us every day, and I believe her prayers have been answered and continue to manifest into fruition today. She continues to succeed in her work in our lives with flying colors. She is dearly missed in every loving moment of our lives, but we can rest and have peace and celebrate knowing she never truly left. She is here with us now and will be with us until the end of our illusionary timeline. We love you, Weezy. Thank you for such an impactful existence.